Coaches, Joe Salas here. Today we're going to be talking run game. I had a Facebook buddy of mine ask me to go through this, and we hadn't done one with Cutups, so let's talk run game. I'm getting a little fancy. Let me click off here. I've got a little bit of information on a PowerPoint for you, and then we'll get into the Cutup. So, counter Trey. Drastically changed the physicality of our offense. So I got down here, smash mouth air raid, but it just gave us a chance to be more physical in the run game. We started out years ago. We were an inside zone team, and we'll go through the reasons why we made the switch. But here's the details. Our O-line has 2-foot splits, and we like parallel feet. Our quarterback's heels are at 5. We like the F's heels to be at 5, so we want them same level. The F is behind the offensive tackle. You'll probably see in film, just for comfort reasons, our tailback started getting a little deeper as the year went, but that was him just for a comfort level. Our rule is gap down backer, so good old wing T rules. When we get a 3, we're going to power double. So we don't do a traditional combo. We try to bulldoze that guy and move him vertically to catch that backside backer on trash. The only time he'll come off is if the linebacker tries to backdoor it. I know everyone's getting their self excited about 4 eyes. I think the defense thinks that 4 eye, but we just treat a 4 eye just like it's a 3. The F, you'll see the F makes a little combo, and when they get excited, that little counter step gets a lot faster. But the purpose of the counter step for the F is just to give the tackle and guard time to get out in front and lead the way. We do quick screens on both sides. And that is both a pre-snap and a post-snap read. When it hits it off the post-snap, it turns this into like a triple option team. The quarterback reads the defensive end just like in zone read. For the kick, the kick is probably the key block, and we just do a thing. If a right pull equals right shoulder, a left pull equals left shoulder. So we're trying to gain ground and dig him out of there. And then I don't have film on this, but the bag drill is it's good for all of our run game, but particularly it lends itself to counter. That where you're just putting a skeleton defense over there holding the bags, and you can run your kids. That's one of our drills during in an air raid schedule. O-line has a lot of time, and that's the bag drill is just one where we're kind of just running through it, half speed, 3/4 speed, full speed against bags, just getting to the right place, and we can show them all the different fronts and looks that we're going to see. So it ends up being a really good drill for us. It just kind of fits the counter especially well. Benefits of the counter, I started talking about this at the beginning. The counter is a smash mouth play, and it added toughness to our offense and our team. Meaning, back in the day before we were running this counter, I always felt like the defense, when they played us, all they did was, prepare for stopping our quick screens and then draw up fancy blitzes. But today, now that we're such a counter team, they got to spend time really coming up with a good plan on how they're going to stop counter. They got to worry about counter first. It added a new dimension to us, so we're not just an air raid team. We're a team that, I always say we're a 50-50 team, and in my mind that means we feel comfortable throwing the ball 50 times a game, and we feel comfortable running the ball 50 times a game. We really don't care which one of those it is. So, we're not just an air raid team. If you don't stop counter, we're going to run counter down your throat. The counter became the number one threat to the defense just because we run it so much and it's such a physical play. And because they have to put more attention on the counter, it improved our passing game. It's a great tempo play. Honestly, it's a great bully play. Once the counter counter gets rolling, you can tempo up on it and really bully people. If they're not able to stop you running between the tackles, they got problems. It improved our defense overall. We were a little weak on defense last year just because we played a lot of young kids. But, seeing the counter in the spring and in the summer and at practice, it gives your defense, it teaches all the squeeze and spilled techniques that you need to be good on defense. The biggest reason why we went to it is because we were an inside. We went to the state championship game running inside zone, but I don't care who you are, you cannot run inside zone on JV. You can't run on middle school. You can't run your rec programs. So we wanted a hard-nosed gap scheme that we could run on JV. Our JV runs the exact same thing that we run. Our middle school can run it, or even the rec leagues can run it. So it is a feeder system friendly play. The gap scheme is just everyone can do at every level. This year, we ran it 360 times. That was just about 28 times a game. We were 6.1 yards per rush. Our F rushed for over 1,500 yards. Our quarterback rushed for over 1,500 yards. Excuse me, and then threw for over 2,000. Now both these guys, they're college. They're going to college to play ball. So they were pretty talented. When I show you the clips, you're going to see, they made a lot of stuff happen. You're going to see a lot of mistakes when you see the clips, but because we had talent in the backfield, it made it happen. We threw the screen off of it, so where we called the counter, but the quarterback pulled up and threw either pre-snap or post-snap screen. That happened 18 times during the season. So let's go ahead and look at the clips. I got a bunch of them. Here it is drawn up, and nothing fancy. This is against an odd front, so center block's back on the end. The guard has the nose. The right tackle is trying to get to backside backer. The left guard is kicking this defensive end, and the left tackle is wrapping and getting play side backer. On both sides, you got the quick screen happening on pre and post. You see our tailback's a little in front of him. That was his comfort level, and this was a 1st and 10 play. We got 8 yards on it. Let's go back. Well, we'll watch this one. All right, so this is same play. This is counter to the right, but now the tailback's getting it. Watch his. He gets excited, so it's a real quick counter step. And coaching point we got on this quarterback. He has to do something after the play. So I think this is our second game of the year, and they got a lot of improvement they got to make right here. But still a good play. 9-yard gain. You see right here this kick out. Right, left guard does a great job, right shoulder, and the left tackle does a great job of funneling up and getting that play side guard. Here we are on another 1st and 10. Again, got to get on that quarterback about making this fake afterwards. You see we're forcing the walk players to at least be out there at the start of this thing, and that's a gain of 9. I think this is very similar to, and in fact, matter of fact, Hopton they were a wing T team before I got there. So you see how this looks very similar to wing T. How the F is sticking his foot in the ground, getting vertical off the kick out, and then even had the cutback right there. So very similar to a buck sweep play. This is a formation we call trio. So the quarterback, even though this is a run play call, this is counter right called, he's got the option that he can throw the quick screen out here to the right whenever he wants to. And I think we have numbers right here, but he was probably worried that our, just personnel wise, he wasn't sure we could block this thing. You saw the kick out block there. He got centered up on the kick out block. So because he didn't hit it with his right hand, that guy was able to spin back and try to get back into the play. Right guard does a pretty good job of moving people out. Center needs to get lower and try to drive. He's just tie. He's happy with a tie right there. We got to have a win on that center block back. Right tackle's getting downfield, hustling downfield, trying to get somebody. I think it's akin to I've heard wing T guys talk about handing the dive off of jet sweep action, and they said we want to score without blocking anybody. Sometimes it looks like that where we make the mistakes up front, but the talent in the backfield made up for it. I think this year to be a little different. This year our talent in the backfield is not quite as good, but our talent up front is going to be a lot better. All right, so this is in conference play. So you see, we're doing a little bit better job with the quarterback doing something, either faking it or just faking a throw afterwards. You see the defensive end tries to spill the kick out. He kind of eats them up. Uh, Backside tackle's doing a good job of hustling through the hole, getting a body on a body. Let's see we get the double team on a 3 technique. They get good movement. They lost them right at the end, but they got good movement right there. And the center blocking back, just he's got to go for the win right there instead of just being happy with a tie. But that's so now you've seen it versus even and odd front. Again, out of 2x2. And again, you saw this defense. Their whole idea is they're going to spill that kick out, and our guards doing a good job of just eating them up and keeping a body on a body. You see the freeze call there first, trying to get them to jump. Then we're going counter right, so the quarterback brings them over to the other side. Pretty good job. He needs the kick out needs to run through that block, but a pretty good job of putting his right shoulder on him. The tackle picks up the trash, and we end up getting a nice play out of it. This is that trio look again, and again we got numbers. You see down here, we've got 3-on-2, but I think he was just worried that our guy's little and this guy's big, so he didn't take it right there. This is going to be a counter right with the switch, the quarterback switch. Backside tackle does a good job of getting down there and getting a body on a body. Right tackle does a good job of washing down that defensive tackle. You see the right tackle did a good job. He's running his path. That tackle disappears, and then he gets this back. So well, he misses him, but he did a good job of following the path to being where he was supposed to be. And then this ends up being a big play for us. That's just talent in the backfield. That always helps. Trio right. Let's see. Something looked wrong here. Let's see. Really like the way that the right tackle is tracking, and when that guy disappears, he gets to the next level. That's really good. The kick out, even though he spins, it was a good job of getting a right shoulder on a right shoulder. Center does a pretty good job right there, and gets another big play out of it. This is the last game of the regular season. This is a counter to the right, but it's the switch. And you see, just like zone, you'll get the cutbacks. So I want to go ahead and skip and show you. Well, this is a playoff one. This is a pretty good picture right here. This film was our best film. All right, so you see the power double right there and how it catches the. Look at the right guard, right tackle, and you see this kid they're blocking. This is a good football player right here. But we get the power double trying to move him back and catch this backer. Now we make some mistakes other places, and we get lucky. This quarterback just takes it straight downhill. So even though I think we lost the kick out, our tackle got caught up in the bull crap, but because we got this great double team and the quarterback takes it right down the pipe, it ends up being a big play for us. See one more of these. This is a straight counter. All right, so this is a counter left, but obviously just like zone, the quarterback's reading the backside end. So backside end disappears, quarterback keeps it, and you get an easy 15-yard gain. And then there's one more I wanted to show you. I think this is it here. All right, this one, he's reading the defensive end. The DN disappears. He pulls it, but then the corner attacks him. So that means there's no one out there on that Larry. So he flips it out, gets 8 yards off of it. So that would be our triple option. Didn't happen a lot. Really wish it would have happened more. But, it's all the pieces coming together there. You're reading the backside in. If you pull it and they attack you, then you still have the option to throw post snap, throw that quick screen out to the side. So that's it, coaches. Appreciate you watching. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so, and hit me up on Twitter or put questions at the bottom, and I'll try to answer anything you got. Thank you, coaches.